All right. Good afternoon. Late show today. Welcome to Rich and Berrycats. Late show today. It's been a long week. Just wrapping up my week, dotting my I's, crossing my T's. So I'm sorry I'm bringing this a little bit late today. But nonetheless, welcome. Happy to have you guys. The chat box is open. For those who are interested in chatting, opining on this topic, today's topic, the president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has ordered an immediate release of funding for Nigeria's space program and space asset maintenance. So Baba wants to go to space. Who wants to go to space with the president of Nigeria? Baba wants to go to space. Baba thinks that Nigeria is lagging behind in the space program. So he is unlocking funding for the space program. You know, what is working for Nigeria? I'm going to tell you, the biggest gift we have as Nigerians, we have the gift of democracy. We have the gift of democracy. Do you know why I said that? Do you know why I'm telling you that democracy is a gift? Democracy is a gift simply because it allows for feedback. You see, you couldn't do it in a dictatorship. You can give feedback or critique in exile. So the beautiful thing about democracy is it allows for feedback. Feedback from me, feedback from you, feedback from Nigerian citizens there locally in Nigeria and also in the diaspora. That's the beautiful thing about democracy. So every time that we are talking about Nigeria, our home, it's crazy right now, but it's still home. I was born there. I think one of the best things in my life was the fact that I was born in Nigeria, although I'm in the US now. But I like that I was born there, been there and back, seen it all. So being able to talk about Nigeria in a critical way sometimes, and in some cases positively, it's not as if I'm trying to bash the country. I'm giving feedback. So long as what you are doing doesn't hurt anybody, you are okay. You can offer your feedback on certain things. Every time you see Nigerians get on social media and talk about the country or they're sharing content with each other back and forth, Nigerians are basically giving feedback to our leaders and to the government. So that's the beautiful thing about democracy. It's something that we all should be proud of. Not everybody has this gift that we have. So look at it from that vantage point. So then my feedback on this matter, maybe even rather my question about this matter is, why? Why are we going to space? What are we going to do up there when we have a lot of problems down here? Do you see the misalignment of priorities? Sometimes I feel like I live in an alternate universe. There's just no, there's no alignment with priorities and certain things. It's like actions don't match with words and words don't match with actions. And the vision doesn't match with the current realities. Obasanjo went on, it's actually online right now when he said that Nigeria's biggest issue, our biggest roadblock is leadership. When you have leadership that lacks imagination, I'm not talking of space imagination. That's out of this world, pun intended. I'm talking about earth-based imagination. Could you imagine sitting up there in a rocket launcher in Nigeria and you are there attached to a rocket and then the countdown happens 10, 9, 8, and then they start counting down to 3, 2, and then when it reaches 1, NEPA takes flight and you're in there. We have, honestly, an existential crisis in Nigeria right now, and it's consistent electricity and consistent energies. Existential because without power, without energy, I can't preach this enough. We are not going to make it. I've said this before in the past. Energy was solved 140 something years ago. Nigeria has been independent now for 60 something years. When was the last time you went a whole month? When was the last time you went a calendar month, meaning from the first of the month to the 31st or the 30th of every month with uninterrupted light? But we want to go to space. And the leader of the country that everybody is looking up to for guidance, for direction, for vision is telling us, you know, Fashi, the whole light matter, man. You know, we need money for space. We need a space program. That's what the president of Nigeria right now is sitting up there trying to push for. We don't have light. Without light, you can't have small to medium-sized businesses. You know, I was thinking today earlier on, because as we're getting ready to scale our business in Nigeria, I'm faced with two options. I run this back and forth all the time. I would rather prefer to do 90% of my processing in Nigeria and then just export the finished product for the, because I already have the buyers in the US. But the climate in Nigeria can't allow for that. So what I have to continue doing is I still have to continue buying my product in bulk, exporting them into the United States, and processing the product right here in the United States to meet the US food safety standards. I have to do it here in the United States. I can't in Nigeria. And the major issue that I'm facing right now in Nigeria is the energy issue because I can't afford to run generator 24/7. And we want to go to space. Do you see the misalignment right there? Does it make sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes like I said, I feel sometimes as if I am, when I'm looking at where we are in 2020, in 2026, and I look at our beloved country that some people are saying is like 10 years behind a developed nation. Nigeria, to be honest with you guys, you guys think Nigeria is developing. Nigeria is still underdeveloped. Do you know one interesting thing is the president of Nigeria right now, the current administration right now, they've been in power, what, since 2023. They are going on general election is coming up in January of 2027. So we are what, 9 months out? Yeah, we are really 9 months out. Do you know one thing that I don't really see or hear? I really don't hear conversations around energy. I hear conversations about trade, partnership with this, partnership with that. But I hardly ever hear somebody like a hardliner, somebody with the bullhorn out there saying, man, what's up with this energy problem? What is up with this light problem? You hear every day, all day long, you hear about insecurity. That's like the consensus. That's the general conversation. You hear about insecurity. You'll probably hear it 9 times out of every 10 conversation is always about insecurity. Why isn't anybody talking about the most important thing? Why isn't anybody talking about light? Una they fear light. And maybe because you guys are just used to darkness. Maybe that's what it is. You are so used to darkness, you don't know what it's like to live in a civilized environment, in a civilized world where there is 24/7 power. I think that's the problem. You are so used to running generator, it's become the norm. It's become the norm. It's a normal thing for you to wake up in the morning, go to your generator, crank it up. Let me tell you, it is abnormal. There is no normalcy in darkness. There's no normalcy in individualized power generation. Everybody is their own power department in Nigeria. There's no, that's not normal. That is abnormal. Ask anybody who lives abroad. Well, Cameroon is technically abroad. Togo is technically abroad, right? Because it's anything outside of Nigeria is abroad. So I'm not talking about that type. I'm talking about Western abroad, US, UK, North America, Canada. That's what I'm talking about. When you have tasted life with 24/7 power, you will start looking at the Nigerian condition as abnormal. So I think that's the problem is the people have become so accustomed to living in darkness. The people have become so accustomed to irregular power that it's become the norm. And unfortunately, the majority of Nigerians are still stuck there in Nigeria. I shouldn't say stuck. They haven't really traveled out. So it's become the norm so much so that they don't even talk about it anymore. I think that's what the problem is. Even straight up the ladder to leadership, the majority of these governors and these leaders, these local government chairmen, they are all living through powered generator. It's the norm. They'll build a house and then they'll build a generator house. They'll build a generator section for the house. They'll build estates and then they'll cordon off an area for generator. Is that normal? That is why we are not talking about it. And that is why the Nigerian president has the audacity to be pushing and promoting a federal funded state program. If you think about it, the US state program is what? It's now privatized because Elon has pretty much taken over. There's still some government oversight though. But the space program is definitely is taken over by Elon Musk with SpaceX. They're the ones shooting rockets up there and swapping out payloads and taking care of the astronauts up there. It's privatized. The government doesn't really want anything. If you think about it for a second, look at the United States space program. When I came into the United States, I lived in Texas for many years with my dad. And as a child, my dad once took me to NASA. I believe it's in Huntsville, Texas at that time. I don't know where NASA headquarters is these days. And you get to go in there, and I should probably take my kids on a tour of NASA sometime. And you kind of tour. You see, this was back in what, early 90s. And the United States of America hasn't been to the moon in over 40 something years. If you look at all the space satellites up there, SpaceX alone has about 6,000 satellites orbiting the Earth, all from the private sector, all privatized. Everyone is going private. Nigeria is going government. Government that don't know how to run anything. They don't know how to run enterprises. They don't know how to run businesses. That's where Tinubu is deploying resources for the Nigerian space program. And now you're talking about orbital engineering. You are talking about orbital mechanics. When we still don't have auto mechanics. Take your car to a Nigerian mechanic today. They will return your car to you worse than it was when you took it there. Nobody is certified in anything. All those guys, all those auto mechanics in the mechanic villages across Nigeria, majority of them are all self-taught. Somebody will wake up today, switch a tire on a vehicle. The next day, he calls himself a mechanic. So now, he's not just saying you're going to go to space, you're going to do space exploration. You got to fund it. There's got to be R&D, research and development. Where is Nigeria in the R&D sector? I'm trying, Baba. I know you want to go to space, but let Rich Mbarike just come down to Earth with me. Let's talk about Earth. Where is Nigeria leading today on Earth? Which sectors? You guys keep talking about, oh, Nigeria is, they released some data the other day talking about, oh, Nigeria is the services sector. The services sector is growing in Nigeria. What services sector? Tied to what specifically? Do you know who's leading in the services sector in 2026 across the world? India is leading in the services sector. And I'm not talking about somebody who you open the door, close the door. You see, that is Nigeria's version of services. Oga, welcome. Oga, bye-bye. Oga, let me carry your luggage. Oga, now Nigeria's version of services be that now. When enterprises, when global companies are looking to hire research and development engineers, research and development professionals, research and development analysts, R&D this, R&D that. Guess where they go? They go to India for it. Because of that, India has become the #1 exporter of R&D services to the world. companies pay Indians millions and billions of dollars to tap into their mind for R&D. India today is the #1 provider of professional research and development services in the world. Where are you, Nigeria, today? You hire house boy, house girl, and then you call that a services sector. Yes, you are talking about you are a services sector. Show me where, which industry is it tied to? I just gave you an example with India. The Chinese are leading in manufacturing across the world. The US is leading in innovation across the world. It's time for us to start holding Nigeria, the leadership's feet to the fire. Start asking the right questions. Why? Why are we deploying resources and funding for a space program? Where are the resources and funding for the mechanics? On Earth. Where are the resources and funding for technology needed for your space program? Do you think you're going to go to the space on prayers? Because you guys, you like to pray. And you like pipe dreaming. I'm not saying don't dream. Dream, have a vision. But there's a difference between dreaming and a pipe dream. No lights, and we are going to space. Are we nuts? All of you are complacent. You are complacent. You just kind of coast by life. Lights no day. It's just another Monday. Actually, it's Friday. It's just another Friday. NEPA don't take lights. Just roll over and drink a cup of coffee. This now. You've normalized stupidity. You've normalized the Stone Ages in 2026. Pick a sector, Nigeria, and become the best at that sector. Where? Oil, no BM. Stop telling me that oil. We are not even a leader in oil exploration. We are not a leader in oil processing. We are not a leader in oil exports. So take oil, throw it out. Let's pick something that we can say that we are the #1 in this category. Like India is #1 in research and development. When people are thinking, when global leaders are sitting up there, did you guys not go to Davos? Did you not? When they are sitting there, that's the whole point of going to Davos, because the world's leaders are there. The decision makers are there. So when they're sitting up there thinking about solutions to their problems, man, I've got this problem I'm trying to solve. They don't think about Nigeria as a solutions provider. They don't. We are not even on the top of mind and the tip of tongue of people looking for solutions. We are not. I'm telling you this because the election is coming up anyway. You know, there's no competition. So at this point, it doesn't even matter. Because you're going to get the same thing for the next 4 years. The same thing. So what's the point? I even heard that the turnout for this one that they just did, this election they just did, the turnout was so low. It was like, as if, what's happening? Where are Nigerians? Do you know why the turnout is so low? Because the people don't have faith in you guys. That's why the turnout is low. They've lost faith. The average Nigerian has lost faith in the electoral process. They've lost in the leadership. They've lost it. So now it's like every man for himself. President Bola Tinubu has a renewed hope agenda policy. I think there's like 6 or 7 pillars on there. Pick one pillar where Nigeria can compete and win. Space exploration no be am. Space exploration no be am. Do you know what it takes to go to space? You're gonna need rocket fuel. You that barely has PMS. Rocket fuel and jet fuel no be the same. You're gonna need that. Where are you gonna get the rockets? Tinubu, where? So, what are you gonna do? Let's talk about hardware for a second. You're gonna need the rockets. Can you make them? Or are you going to import used rockets from Elon? Or Jeff Bezos with his Blue Origin space exploration company? Are you? That's just on the hardware side. Where are the launch pads? Where are you going to go to do the launching? Now you're going to need the software part. Where are you going to get that one? The point that I'm making is this. You know, in life, they say, look where you want to go. Actually, it's not even in life. It's when I was in the military. When we are doing training, and you look at your rifle and you look at your muzzle, when you have to commit, if you are going this way, go there. They say, look where you're going. Because you don't want to be going this way, and then you say, make I turn this way. You are gone. The thing is, I think the biggest Nigerian issue is that we don't know what we want. If I want to just break it down, let's just put it simply. Put it simply, I don't think we know what we want. We haven't decided what we want as a nation. Rahul Kumar, Nigeria doing great. Don't think too much. Okay, where are we doing great, Abdul? Please post respectfully, actually. Thank you for your comment. Give me a list of 3 things that Nigeria is great at in the chat. Nish Kumar said, going to space is not a bad move. Innovative work should always be encouraged, even if it fails. Are you Nigerian, Nish Kumar? I'm talking about we have unresolved problems on the ground. We are trying to solve the space. We are trying to go to space when we haven't even taken care of Ikeja. We are trying to go to space when there's still no good road from Lagos to Akwa Ibom. They are building it right now. It's gonna take, if that's even if they complete it, it's gonna take at least another 4 or 5 years. So we still don't have a modernized road network in Nigeria. I'm talking about linking the entire country. And we are going to space. We still have choppy Wi-Fi connectivity on the ground. And we're going to space. Didn't I just talk about the energy issue? Nigerians are not able to go 30 days in a row without uninterrupted light, and we are going to space. There isn't really a single sector in Nigeria that Nigeria is best in class in, and we're going to space. That's the point that I'm trying to make. All of this thing is on Earth. Do you know how difficult it is to navigate satellites into space? Do you know? When we haven't even solved basic infrastructural needs on ground on Earth. Anyone who thinks that this is a good idea, I want to debate you. We are moving resources to space when the world is moving all of its resources to artificial intelligence solutions. We are going to space. What is the benefit to Nigerians on space exploration that has been solved already? Are we going to the moon? It's already been done. Where else are we going? The moon is the closest terrestrial planet to the Earth. It's already been solved. So where are we going in space? I just want to know. Is it as if we are deploying some sort of satellites there that's going to give us light? Okay, I'll give you that one. If the objective is to deploy satellites in space that's going to give Nigerians uninterrupted power on Earth, sign me up. But aside from that, why are we going and what are we going for? That is the questions that I want answered. We have little things that we need to take care of and handle on Earth. In Nigeria. So I talked about capital flows, where everybody is looking at right now. Everybody is looking at AI. Enterprise AI, consumer AI, AI solutions. Everybody is looking at AI. The largest companies in the world are all investing in artificial intelligence. Smart nations, smart countries are all investing in artificial intelligence. Smart regions are all investing in artificial intelligence. Where is Nigeria's AI investment program? You know what? Have Tinubu come out and said, let's put resources. But anyway, he's 73 years old. Honestly, I don't even think he's 73. I think Tinubu might be 90 something. He might be. There's just no way you can convince me that Baba is 73. I'm 48. So you're going to tell me that I'm going to look like Baba in the next, what, 30 years? 20, no, sorry, 20, 25, 26 years. Is that what you're telling me? Have you seen Donald Trump? Donald Trump is going to turn 80 in June. Donald Trump moves around like he's a 50-year-old. Baba is what? 6 years younger than Donald Trump. Have you seen him? So maybe Baba is just too old to realize that he's going in the wrong direction. You see, space to Baba, to me, he's thinking that space is a new exploration, a new frontier. That's what Baba is thinking in 2026. To be honest. No country is talking about space. Is the US talking about space? Something that's privatized? Is the UK talking about space? Nobody's talking about space. Everybody's talking about artificial intelligence. AI. Look, the world is going this way. Nigeria is going this way. We gotta wake up and what did it say? Wake up and smell the roses. We got to just wake up one time and smell the roses. We are not moving in the right direction. That's my point. I don't see the outcome, the benefits of this. I really don't see it. Let's look at this article. This was what, a few days ago. This was on March 3rd on Channels TV. Gotta give credit because the article is on their platform. He directed the immediate release of funds for space assets maintenance and reiterated the administration's commitment to the realization of Nigeria's space policy and program as outlined in the revised 25-year roadmap for space development. Let me show you guys one thing. He says, I read this earlier, but let's go sentence by sentence. And then when I get to what actually stuck out, I'll let you guys know. So yeah. He reiterated his administration's commitment. Okay. He hereby approved the cost of the implementation of the approved revised. Okay. He was represented by Shetima, who gave the approval. Okay. Whatever. Okay. This is what I wanted to point out. He said Nigeria will not watch the new frontier unfold from the sideline. He said Nigeria will participate, we will compete, and we will contribute. Our space ambitions must be anchored in outcomes, accountability, and national value. The president of Nigeria is calling space exploration the new frontier. That alone should tell you that Baba is not well. Do you know what the new frontier is? It's AI. It's not space exploration. Baba. Are you guys not seeing the misalignment? That was what I wanted to point out. Let's go back to it again. And let's see what's in the mind of this president. My God. Space exploration is a new frontier. Baba called space exploration new frontier. Something that was solved almost 100 years ago. And then Baba goes on to say, we must build a program that serves the farmer in the field, the teacher in the classroom, the entrepreneur in the market, the soldier on duty, the researcher in the lab, and the policymaker who must plan with evidence rather than guesswork. This is how a nation turns attitude into advantage. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. How does a space program help the Nigerian farmer on Earth? How does a space program help the Nigerian teacher in the classroom that don't have a desk and chair? Students still don't have good desks and chairs. I'm talking about public schools. Private is a little bit different. How does a space program help that? How does a space program help the entrepreneur in the markets, according to the president of Nigeria? How does it also help soldiers who are outmanned and outgunned by the insurgencies? How does a space program help them? You see the misalignment? Baba went on. Let's go back to the article. So President Tinubu assured that his administration, through the renewed hope agenda, is committed to developing the society by engaging relevant human resources for the socio-economic improvement of our nation. So I think it's generalizing there. And then he said, we shall be steadfast in providing the required support to the success of the space program, as well as the relevant resources needed for its growth and the successful realization of the mandate of the nation's space agency. The president also noted his administration's investments in the sector are prompted by the opportunities in outer space as a new frontier for human development. Make a hang up. Should I stop? Should I just stop right there and just call it a weekend? To punish you, let's keep going. He explained that the outer space provides a unique challenge and platform for effective exploration and exploitation of the nation's natural resources, as well as the protection of its environment. Let me stop right there. My goodness. Baba said outer space, meaning low Earth orbit. The farthest you can probably go is the moon. Most people operate in low Earth orbit. That's where all of the freaking 6,000 plus satellites are. Baba said that's going to provide a unique challenge and platform for effective exploration and exploitation. How is going out of space going to impact Nigeria's natural resources? Baba also said, you see, guys, start asking why. Baba said, space technology remains the foundation for cybersecurity and a vibrant digital economy. God damn it. Baba said that the space economy, let me show so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Oh my God, the president of Nigeria. Mhm. Look at that highlight. Space technology remains the foundation for cybersecurity. Baba is saying space technology. What about basic technology? I still can't renew my website, my passport, because the Nigerian passport website keeps timing out on me. I've been trying to renew my passport now for months. Every time that I go to try and do it, the gear spins, and it times out. We never solve that one. Now space we dey go. The space economy is rapidly growing and is expected to exceed $1 trillion by 2040. Mind you, 2040 is only 14 years away, isn't it? When he's talking about the space economy, what do you mean? Are you talking space tourism? That may not even happen in my lifetime. Definitely not happen in your lifetime. What is this space economy that Baba is talking about? Niger can't even win in Niger economy. Forget about African economy. Forget about global economy. We are trying to go and compete in a space economy with whom? And when you're talking about space, Baba, there's got to be a destination, right? Where specifically are you talking about? Are you talking about the dead moon? There's nothing in the on the moon. What? Are you talking about Mars? We will never go to Mars. So what is this space economy that you are talking about? Where 64% of Nigerians live below the poverty level. Most Nigerians can barely survive. The minimum wage in Nigeria, the federal minimum wage in Nigeria is only 80,000 naira a month. Where is this space economy you are talking about? And let me just say, I give you that. In what way is Nigeria going to provide value in that space economy? You see, when I play, I don't just play, I play to win. I'm trying to see a pathway because Baba said, we just don't want to observe. We want to win. I can't visualize the pathway. In what value chain, in this space economy value chain, can Nigeria go and be the best in class? Is it software? We all know that's not the case. Is it hardware? We all know that's not the case. Is it orbital engineering? We all know we don't have that. Nigeria doesn't even have a national airline where they go space. Una, they follow me. Nigeria doesn't even have solid domestic aviation, maybe outside of Ibom Air and Enugu Air just started after 65 years. And then other regional small players are popping up here and there, but those ones are not proven. So we don't even have an aviation sector like that. We are barely kind of eking by, barely. We are going to space. Don't you know you're going to need pilots? Orbital pilots, don't you know they exist? Aeronautical pilots, they exist. We're going to need that. How many pilots does Nigeria have today at the domestic level? We don't even have a private aviation sector. How many business jets are in Nigeria today? And we are talking about space. Are you guys not seeing what I'm seeing? We are talking about the basics, the little things. You see, this is Baba's pipe dream. And I'm sure somebody in his orbit, since we're talking about orbital engineering here, probably told him, Baba, this is what we need. They probably submitted a 4-page whatever, and Baba just took it and ran with it. Let's continue reading. Oh my God. It says we are funding precision in agriculture and okay, look at this. We are funding precision in agriculture and security in our borders. We are funding early warning systems against floods and fires. Okay, these are all earth-based stuff. Okay, we are funding the confidence of the nation that refuses to be trapped by the limits of, okay, these are all earth-based stuff. This one is not space-related. Let's keep going. And then he goes, urging the space agencies to be alive to its mandate of ensuring that space assets and resources over Nigeria are used responsibly. The president of Nigeria directed the agency to employ all legal available means to enforce the space regulation and spectrum management framework for a secure utilization of space assets and resources over Nigeria on behalf of the National Space Council. Let's look up this National Space Council. Never heard of them. Let's look them up. Is this it? Helping you? Oh, this is one at US now. NSC, Nigeria. National Space Council, Nigeria is what I want. Okay. So the National Space Council of Nigeria is the highest policy-making body. Okay, so they're a policy-making body. And look at it. So the National Space Council consists of what? The President of Nigeria, Shetima, and other ministers. Nigeria's space program. Okay, so it's called the NASRA. Let's open up NASRA's website. Oh my God, see what I draw. See what I draw, mo. Is this it? No. Oh, what's going on? Okay, let's see what their website's like. President of Nigeria. It's nasrda.gov. That's the website. ChatGPT is loading slow. Are you guys having a problem with ChatGPT Atlas? I've been having issues with it since yesterday. So this is a space council that's I want to look at the homepage to see what the homepage is like. So this is it, just a green background with blue links. These are the same guys that want to go to space. Let's go now. Come on, chat. Okay, so this is it. National Space Research and Development Agency. 3 point agenda. So this is what Tinubu is deploying resources and capital to. So they have a conference. Look at that. Africa Space, so it's coming up 262 days, November 24th, 2017, Abuja. Let's look at some of the projects that they're working on. Spearheads cutting-edge projects in satellites, technology, space exploration, remote sensing, geospatial intelligence to drive national development. So it was founded in 1999 by Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria. So this, how many years is that? 16 years? No, sorry. It's like 20, 26 years now. Okay. So that is what this guy is doing. He said he also directed all MDA stakeholders and the private sector to comply with the Space Laboratory Framework. Whatever. At the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. The website looks good. We gotta give him that. But I still feel, I mean, right now, after 20 something years, It is what it is, but I don't really see why. I don't really see why we should be putting any more resources. We have quite a bit of issues, unresolved issues on the ground right now that needs to be solved. Going to space to me is not one of them. So we are almost at an hour. Let me know what your thoughts are. Rahul Kumar, Nishank, thank you so much for your comments. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I just wanted to give my own personal opinion. Feedback is all we giving. I don't think that Nigeria should be deploying resources and money into something that doesn't benefit the realities of the country at the moment. And maybe something, if you were to do something like that, do it privately. It's not something you want to go and start publicizing because it's just going to upset a lot of people with what's happening on ground right now. The resources could be channeled into other sectors. I think energy is like the number one issue that Nigeria needs to solve. And this continuing to normalize the inconsistent energy supply in Nigeria, to me, is just something that I just can't comprehend. Okay. So let me know, post in the chat if you like this, be sure to share and also subscribe because it helps with our algorithm. I might be back tomorrow for another session. Tomorrow is Saturday. But if you guys don't see me tomorrow, I will be back for sure on Monday for another live brief. All right. Thank you guys for participating. I will catch you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.